sent them or not, the direct deposit and W-9 forms. You were going to send fillables.
Oh, the fillables. Thank you for reminding me. No, I have not done that.
All right.
I will do that. I'm glad you reminded me.
I'm glad I'm not losing everything.
No, I know. I had another, when I had the other meeting, and then yesterday, I just was meetings yesterday, and so I am so sorry about that. I'll make sure that I put that on my calendar or my to-do.
Not a problem. Let's see here. This one has no. I can honestly not. Just dropped it down. Somewhere. I have it. You know, I don't know if I don't think I did download it.
Okay.
That's the problem, because that was also another one of those large files.
Yeah, it's a large file.
Here it is. I did not. This is the Big English Active. I did not. Here's the link. I'll download it now. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a lot of options to direct the download.
Yeah, download it, then I think it there's it's very possible that it links you to a page that's in Mandarin. So if it does that, I can try to, maybe you can share your screen, and then I can try to direct you that way.
Okay. All right.
It downloads on, oh, go ahead. Yeah, see if you can open it and if it will upload onto a disk drive automatically.
Oh, this has me wanting to sign up for WeTransfer Plus.
Oh, well.
There you go. Your download has started. Send a file. Opening in 1 minute. We'll see if that's true. But as soon as it opens, it should pop and tell me.
Oh, okay. So that's good to know. So okay. So you're downloading it and will just automatically open? Is that what it's telling you?
Yes. In about 45 seconds.
Oh, wow. That's pretty fast. You have a pretty fast processor, it seems.
Well, it says that, but you know, the truth be told, they just want to make you feel better that it's less than a minute.
Yeah.
Even though it's taking 7 minutes to do it.
Oh, that's true. Well, I've had them download an hour or something like that. I think it depends too on, well, for me, on my Wi-Fi. So, you know, what kind of Wi-Fi connection I have.
Yes.
But,
well, I'm under 20 right now, so under 15. Let's see if it actually pops. But I just want to save it to be sure I have it. And in fact, I wanted to be sure that I renamed Big Fun. That was the Big Fun comes in as what? Is it Big Fun or Big something else?
it would be Big English. Big Fun is big. Yeah, it will say Big English. Big English. Or let me just double check the address.
Okay. It's downloaded. It's trying to install.
It will say Big _ English _1 AC.
Yes, now I need to install it. I guess it is in Mixed. Must be one somewhere in there amongst it all. Okay, so now it's installing. And it's installing pretty quickly. The Google Drive that you mentioned, where a lot of the docs are and the guides,
Yes.
I can access that through the, I'm trying to find where I can access that. I need to get everything in one simple place so I don't have to try to find.
I know, exactly. Yeah, I sent the link and then I did send an email. If you need me to send another share link, I can do that.
That would be great because I'm just going to drop it all down onto a folder on the desktop.
Okay, no problem. Let me get to that area.
Okay. There. All right. Created desk. Now, see this one. Big English asked me if I wanted to create a shortcut on the desktop.
Oh,
The other one, Big Fun, did not ask me. Makes me think I didn't actually install it. No, it's there because I do have a shortcut for it. There's the shortcut for. So I'm closing them up to make sure that I. And right now, that one I hit the big. So I'm opening Big English. No problem. That opened up. Running. That opened up. Oh, waiting for it to do something. Now it comes up with those four points. Go save my work. Start, and I'm in business. The other one is a shortcut to should be Big Fun. Yes, it's green. One is red, one is green. It's a good way to remember. And it comes up on level 3. That's, I guess it's
yeah. Big.
Yeah.
So big. You got Big Fun level 3, and then you got Big English level 1.
Okay. So I can change the level. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. So you can change. What do you mean by that?
When I go into, it says I click on Big Fun. Don't save my work. And Big Fun is now.
So that's So that's Big Fun. But then did you get? So you have Big English though, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure. Here, I'm in level 3. Now, if I want to go to level 1.
Yeah, you'd have to click out, obviously. Yeah, to go back to the other.
I'm trying to find how to get to level. It's got me in level 3, and it's letting me down at the bottom. Previous page. Navigate to any. And so this is all level 3.
Yeah, for Big Fun. Yeah.
For Big Fun. But level 2 and level 1.
Yeah, so it's okay. So level 2 and level 1 of Big Fun, I have not sent those to you yet.
Oh, okay. That's why I can't access.
Yeah. So those are all separate files. Yeah. So
okay.
They're so gigantic that they have to be separated. You know, they don't come together. So you receive separate links for each of those levels. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Big Fun level 3. Big English level 1.
Yeah, Big English again is for the so we got Big Fun, and those are the pre-K and first graders, and then you have your Big English 2nd grade, 8th grade. So the Big English level 1 is for the 2nd graders, or for that age group.
Right. So now I just opened up and don't save my work. Start. And I'm inside of Big.
Now, do you want to share your screen so we can see what it looks like, or my share screen, and then you can share yours, or you can just. I think you can just try to share it, and then it may tell you you can't. But actually, let me just stop. I'll stop mine, and then you can go ahead and try to share yours.
I think it should share. make it full screen.
There you go. Okay.
So
Yeah.
up here again, I've got all management tools.
Yeah. So now you have to share a screen. Your toolbar is up on the top, and anybody who's looking at the screen, my toolbar, for instance, is on the bottom. So I guess so I have a different option, but I do have options to annotate on the top screen. So that's something I always have to remember when, student is trying to, something, or even a teacher is reviewing my screen, that the annotation bar is on the top for me, but my regular toolbar is on the bottom. Yeah. So.
And the annotation bar is here and here as well on the top. So I can.
Yeah, like I can.
Anything I want to do. Yeah. All right. Art at its finest. Okay. So make this clear all the door. And do that every time you change pages.
Yeah, there you go. Every time you change page. Very good.
Okay, so this only came out with, because this is the title page. Let's go back to the pointer. It starts me off with a song, title, contents, and then it leads in pages 2 and 3, which would be this more or less unit 1. So is this more or less the first unit, or a unit used every?
Yeah, it's your first. Yeah, exactly. It's your first unit of the level. So you can click on that, and that will be your first couple of pages. Like a brand new student. Like anytime there's a brand new class or brand new student who is at this level, this is what I show them, and then what show them. Mm-hmm. So usually it's just, if audio permits, classroom song, and then so each of these numbers represent like a lesson. So lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, and so again, unlike Big Fun, Big English just have the numbers just represent one lesson, whereas in Big Fun, you'll have a lesson and plus you'll have like a song attached or some like workbook activity. So they have everything attached to each page,
Okay.
So I can't hear that probably because it's.
Because I did not turn on the share.
Yeah, there you go. Turn on the computer sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's the video? Where's the audio? In here, down here on the.
If you go back to where the share screen button is, if you just click on that. And then it will, yeah, there you go.
Okay. That's better.
There you
go. Listen, point, and say.
Yeah.
Backpack.
Can you hear that?
I sure can. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3. Chair.
And then
4. Crayon.
So why are these on my screen?
Why is it not in active teach mode? Do you recall how? Right. Yeah. Okay. So this is right. So the ebook opens up automatically. So there's a trick to opening it up to the active teach mode, and you just got to click on. Do you recall what you got to click on?
Down here on the bottom.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. How about inside the?
Nope.
No.
No.
How about up here on the?
I'll give you one more chance.
One more chance. It's not if you can't annotate. It's the remote control.
No.
No.
So, yeah, so you just need, all you got to do is just click on, so each lesson number, you just got to click on the phrase next to it. So it's like it's a link or a, hyperlink, I guess you could say. So you'll need to then put your hand back and get the pointer back from, yeah, there you go. Just click on the pointer there. And then click on listen, point, and say above on number two. Yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah. Or you can click on,
Not that one.
yeah. There you go. And that will put you into active teach mode. And then, so what Big English does, it allows you to choose which lesson you want, from the ebook. Whereas Big Fun, it doesn't, it's page by page, it's all in active teach. There's no choice to, go into ebook and then go into active teach. So it's kind of hard to remember that because some teachers will just try to teach from the ebook. And then it's hard sometimes for the students to see, so then they'll just use the magnifying glass or something like that. But
Okay,
it
so
takes practice.
I just have to click on, let me get out of here.
Yeah, how to get out of it. So go onto the right-hand bottom, go to the right-hand bottom screen, and then go to the little arrow that's kind of like curved up.
Yep, that'll put me back.
Yeah, that puts you back up a level or up the back a level.
So to actually get into active, I have to go to, so in order to do this backpack.
Yeah, you got to go, click on.
Gotta come
point
here.
Well, you don't have to do that. You can click on the individual lesson. So you can click on listen, point, and say on number 2. You can click on that one. Click on number 2. Just click on the link on number 2. Above. Yeah, so above backpack where it says listen, point, and say.
Yes.
There you go. Click on that, and that will go right to that page.
Okay, but now I still.
So you just click out of that. Yeah, there you go. And you can click on the little play button, and it will.
Listen,
Now it'll.
point, and say. 1.
They're all highlighted.
Backpack.
So what you'll do is, right. So this is what I would do. They are highlighted just because that's just the way they point out. So what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask if I can request remote control. And I'm just going to show you. Can be tricky. So what you can do is you can. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So.
And say.
Okay, so I do this. I immediately, after I click on the button, I just press the pause button, and I try to move this up,
Yes, you mentioned.
Yeah, move it out of the way. And so you could do a number of things. You can just have them listen first, hear everything first, and then you can circle like as you're having them listen. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then
highlighter.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can use the highlighter, and don't forget, you can also use your annotation Jumu tools because that might be a little bit faster than using the Big English tools. They're kind of slow, so that's the only downfall to this program is their tools versus Jumu tools. So yeah, I mean you have a number of options here to utilize. So like and you can even use that to highlight. Like you can use these little circles here to highlight them on the Jumu tools.
So I'm gonna get rid of that.
So right now you're using the you're on the highlighter of the Big English tool. So if you wanted to use the annotation, I think you might have to go back to the little
I can't
mouse.
run both at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Okay.
I don't think so. I think it might be a little. Information overload.
Maybe. Okay. All right, that's good.
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to you. I mean, some people just, some people actually use that little black one right there and they use it to cover these things if they wanted to. You could cover it up if you want to. You'll see, I can't use that because it's super slow for me. Do you see my mouse? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is that you? No, that's not.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was me. So
Okay.
if I come over here and I do this, select that, move on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you, today I'll show you the demonstration of the one teacher who does exactly this, who does the little blackouts. And he spends probably, I mean, he spends most of his lesson on this page, So, like I said, doing a song and then like a 1 or 2 pages of the ebook and then kind of going over the vocabulary and reinforcing the vocabulary through pictures, like the picture cards or something like that, or even a video.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. I like this one.
Yeah, I do like that because, and then you can even, you can have them hear it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see if there's anything else that relates specifically. Here. There's that video that relates to a lot of other things, but I don't remember it's to. That's the soccer dramatic.
What's that? Oh, this might not be the soccer one. This is like
the first day. I'm Anna.
The classroom objects.
Olivia. Hi. Welcome to our school.
This is actually a really cute one. And you can enlarge it, so that will help you see this.
Okay.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Adam. What's that? It's my English book. Bye, Anna. Bye, Adam.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Olivia. Hello, Adam. Okay.
Adam, you're a little unprepared.
Pencils.
Yeah, you can tell, huh?
Eraser.
Either that or Anna is
Over-prepared.
Over-prepared in OCD. There's got to be a nice little goat.
This is a great part though, because this guy, I love how it emphasizes the objects.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, he's funny. Adam's my favorite character.
What do I have? Let me see. Right, I've got a pencil.
What's this? It's a pencil. And this? What's this? It's an eraser. No. Yes, it is.
That's an interesting.
Oh no. What?
That's an interesting problem. With definite the differences between the standard English and the American English.
Well, yeah, like you mean like using the contractions and like the way they respond and dialogue?
In part, but also that the eraser is referred to as a rubber.
Right. Yeah. Yes. It is hilarious to see because they do look confused because they say rubber. Oh, that's a rubber. Like, the students will say that. And
That's
we
right.
say, well, in America, and that's what's great is like we get to kind of share our culture with other students and say, well, in America, it's called eraser. And so they're so cute and they're like eraser. And so, yeah, it's fun to be able to introduce new words and new vocabulary to them.
That's right.
Mhm.
Because you're rubbing it out or you're erasing.
Erasing, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really know about that until I was older. I was like, why would they call it that? Anyway, my
They have a lot
ethnocentric.
of terms. No, it's what we are. I'm not sure where it came from. Are you?
Yeah, our terminology, it's,
Should have been more
Yeah.
British.
yeah. You think.
You think we don't even spell like that. Okay, that was good. And then let me just click on that.
It's blue.
That's like it's,
My backpack is pink. Anna. Hi, Anna. Hi, Adam. What's that? It's my English. Bye, Anna. Bye, Adam. This is Anna's backpack.
and he just shoves it back in there. No disregard for Anna's stuff.
Down.
There are a lot more Adams. Other
Adam.
Okay. Welcome to first grade.
Okay, that's good. Very good. So now I can.
Yeah,
lower that.
I mean, I think the experience with some teachers is that they'll show the video, and even our lesson plan will show the video once, and then, just for entertainment purposes, and then second time for more explanation or, conceptual purposes where you can like point out, certain parts, like, okay, what are the objects here? You can use like the annotation tools to circle, like pause it and circle, like, what's this? What's this? What's this? Like going through the whole dialogue as they go through. And then that's already reinforced on Big English because there's like a section that's dialogue, specifically for the dialogue, where you can talk back and forth with the student, or you can, create sentences where they can, read the sentences aloud and you guys can have a conversation. Like this one here, number 4, lesson number 4. It's okay, sorry. Yeah, it's okay. You were trying to navigate. Yeah, so lesson number 4 kind of has a dialogue, like ask and answer with a partner. But it doesn't really, it only gives the one set of structure. It doesn't give any further. So it's just like one thing, like, what color is it? It's blue. And then you'd have to kind of create your own dialogue with the student, or sentences or something like that. Which you have the capability as the instructor to, like, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go on this one here. Let's see. I'm going to try to go on this one. And let's say you have this dialogue page up and you wanted to talk about sentence structure. You can actually create sentences. You can do it right directly on this page. I've seen teachers just, they use like this option here, that little yellow notepad, or just the text option, and just write directly in there.
So just come over here. Use this one because it's easy. It's already there.
Yeah. I mean, you can
Click
just right there. Yeah. What color is it? And then it is red, you know, something like that. Or
Yeah.
you can even switch the colors out if you wanted to. What is it? And then, you know, it's a backpack or something, you know, whatever dialogue. And yeah, so that's certainly an option for you. I love, and you can even have them write if they wanted to, if they're kind of advanced enough. Usually it's the teachers who are writing right on the page.
Okay.
What I use this. This also has an option where you can use the whiteboard if you wanted to. Oops, sorry. If you wanted to use the whiteboard from Big English, it just goes right. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah. So this is a plain whiteboard, and now you can just use this whiteboard to draw or whatever, you know. So you're not like, and it's separate from the page you were just on. So, and that I just did that by clicking the little, I went all the way down here to the left-hand side and that little pen and paper. That's your white.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Very lower left.
Yeah, very lower left. And if you click on it again, it should go back to the regular page. But that, of course, that's my Zumu drawing, so it's going to stay on there. But if you click on it, yeah. So each page has its own whiteboard page, so you can always just, you know, if you wanted to do your own whiteboard or have them draw or whatever or anything, you know.
Is there any inserting feature here that if I wanted to take something from somewhere else?
Yeah. So great question. So you're talking about like a link from a website or something like that, or from like a file from your computer?
Anywhere, yes.
Okay, so you have two of those options. So if you go above here to next to the little yellow pad, there's this little link button. If you want it, you can create a link, and you can put that link anywhere on the page. So I can't really. It's hard for me because this is a. So yeah, you go ahead and grab the link or grab it, and then you could just put it you could just kind of.
It's not cooperating.
Oh, normally I'll.
Okay. Maybe because we're in share?
No, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be the case. Unless it's because I have the remote control. No, I'm going to just give up remote control so you have more bandwidth. See if that works. No? Well, that's weird. Well, try the other one. See if the other one works.
Folder?
That one's folder. So that one's like, you know, you can grab from a file from your computer.
Okay.
Yeah, if you click on that and then you just click on, and then you just drag it over to the page. Why isn't it working?
Is there a whiteboard open?
Yeah, it shouldn't matter if whiteboard's open or not.
Okay, so there's nothing superimposed over it.
Darn. Well, I would kind of fool around with that and see if maybe it's. That's very strange because it should pop up. I mean, I've never had a problem with. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I put a whiteboard out there.
Okay. Well, yeah. So you can create. If you create a page like Google.com or whatever it is that you want to have them see, and then the link will stay on the page. And when you're doing your lesson, you can just click on the link and it'll go right to it. Same with your file. You know, you can link it right to a PowerPoint or whatever it is that a picture, an image, something like that.
All right. That's good. But this requires me to go to.
And it will, so see how these will, you don't have to, see that's what's weird is that you don't have to go to a whiteboard to do that. You can go, but Like you should be able to do one right here on this page. Maybe switch the page. If you switch the page to another page, maybe it will, yeah, maybe it will do it. I don't think so, but try it. I'm not sure.
So if I put a link here.
Doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, click the whiteboard again and see if it's just because it's okay. Well, they're there though. It's on that whiteboard. Okay, wondering.
How can I do a clear all on this?
You know what? You can't erase those, but you can throw those in the trash. And that little, yeah, there's that. But you can also, I think, that little. Like that spray bottle should clear it, as well as the little that little down arrow button.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put yes, it's tricky. You gotta put that eraser
back in the eraser.
No, yeah, click the arrow again. Yeah, just gotta click the arrow. It's just like so finicky. I think that down arrow does it, or that either does it, or you just gotta put them in the trash. So you just gotta grab the link in the file folder.
Okay.
Oh, why isn't it doing that? Just put it in the trash. Yeah, behind there.
Below this. There we go. Okay, they went into the trash. So now, if I do. Okay, that answered that question.
Man, that's
play with
the first time I've seen that, so I'm not sure if that's because I don't have that problem on mine, so I don't know. That's But yeah, some of those other features, like that one, that spray bottle is supposed to clear your drawings. That's a keyboard. So if you wanted to type, you can type, and then it will appear on the screen. It should, anyways.
Looks like I have to actually go in. Looks like a virtual keyboard.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really use that often because I think you have to actually create a text box. So, which is that one, and then.
So I'd have to come up here, create.
And then you can type directly from your screen. You don't really need the keyboard, but
Right.
Because that's kind of.
Yep. So if I actually, I can go right out.
Yeah, you type directly in there, and then if you click the X, if you and then it will just appear on the screen.
Oh, that's good. I can just leave. The problem is just getting rid of it.
Yeah, right. So you got to
get rid of it.
You got to go. Yeah, maybe try the spray bottle this time. See if that works. I don't know. Okay, that doesn't work. You can just click the either throw it away or just highlight that and then click it again. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Ah, there it goes.
It went in. Okay, that worked. Good. All right.
I mean, the Big English toolbar is fascinating because it has great features, but it's just finicky. It's slow. So I'm waiting for an update on Pearson to see if they're going to update Big English, but to make it look more like Big Fun, so it's a little more user friendly. But yeah, so.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. What else is it that you would like to look at? I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you want on this if you want to continue looking through some of the other pages.
Well, if I'm to do a lesson review.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Yes, I didn't realize that was. Yeah, I didn't see that over there. Okay. Sorry about that.
if I were doing a lesson, and I've got to create one for you, create one for me. What, and it doesn't matter where it comes from, Big Fun or Big English. It's to be 25 minutes long, and it's supposed to illustrate that I understand using a song, using the annotation, going through pages, or supplementing it, or just staying straight with what's there, correct?
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you. We'll go back to that little screen that with the lesson plan. So we'll just, so basically that's exactly what you said. You know, you introduce the lesson with a with an icebreaker, so that song, or even just the, you know, you can even use the dramatic segment video. So the dramatic segment video will be with the kids, you know.
Right.
And
Where did these actually come from? Did they come out of the, is this the lesson plan for an existing lesson plan?
this is what I created for the lessons, for the 25-minute lessons. So
Where did you, how did you create this?
from my head.
Oh, no, I mean the boxes, the
Oh, this is my, oh, I'm sorry. You mean what I'm looking at right now?
yes.
This is from the PowerPoint, the one that we were,
Okay.
yeah, so, yes, so sorry about
Oh, okay.
yeah, so this is the PowerPoint. So also I'm going to show you this thing, which is in our Google Drive. So recall a couple days ago where I said that our lesson plan coordinator came up with this really ambitious lesson for each like part. So this is actually a lesson plan that kind of goes along with this. This is a little more, you know, obviously this is a little more broad, you know, so this has, you know, just, hey, choose 1 or 2 pages from Active Teach. You know, these are the things that you should use, like repetition, props, body language, drawing, etc., playing games, or other ways to engage the student. So this is the meat of the lesson right here. And then reviewing, which would be the flashcards, and then ending the lesson with a fun game or activity. So kind of like whether it's the, you know, you can even end the game with tic-tac-toe. I mean, ideally, you can introduce the lesson with a song, like with the classroom objects, and, or, you know, that's just one example, or the video, and then teach the lesson with 1 or 2 of those pages, and then end the lesson with the tic-tac-toe or the flashcards, and then you're done, you know.
All right.
I've seen,
I
please.
think you sent me the email. I put the email that had the Google connection in it.
Able to see that Google Drive?
I think so, and I want to put that in a folder with Big English and the like. Let's see. Okay. Excuse me. I think it's a big, let's see. It wasn't the welcome. It's another one that had an attachment. There it is. Nope. Online teaching. Hiring. I wonder if it was that one. I remember you saying, you know, you can see you can go in and see the Google Drive, and I did. But now I don't know what happened to that one.
Let's see if I can help you here.
Google.
Okay. Okay, so Google Drive. Did you find it?
I think so. I found something via the Google Drive. So, yes, Google Docs. There it is. I'm going to open that. There it is. Okay. I think we're still sharing. You're probably looking at what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Now
so
I'm going to take this and I want to save this link.
I think so. You're probably looking at my screen, right?
Actually, I think I came out of that so that I could go to this folder,
Okay.
and I'm going to drop in here. Paste. I have to create something so that I can actually put the Google Drive icon into, so I have it direct right out of the folder that I had. I want to go right back into Google Drive. Google Drive is right there. It comes up as CAE Docs, Google Drive.
Yes, that's the one.
That's the one. And what I want to do, I mean, I can pin the tab, but I'd really rather have it. Well, I don't really see if I see. I've got the. This is. I'm doing this in a very strange way. I've got the information. I've got the link. I'm going to a Word doc. I'm going to drop the link into a Word doc. And then I'm going to turn that into a hyperlink. Copy the hyperlink, is that. But then I need to make an icon so that I have it.
Oh,
All right, I can put up a little Google picture of it. There's going to be an easier way, but I honestly don't know what it is. So I'm going into there. I'm going to place it in this document. That should do it. It's in this document. Okay. Should have it in there. Very convoluted way of getting something out of this drive. But it's it's a particular URL for the drive. I don't want to have to try to. I want to secure that I have it and throw it up in the cloud or throw it into my mail so I can quickly access it from any computer, no matter what. That's just my way of wanting to protect. Okay, I'm good.
cool. So I was going to say, let's see, if we could, give me 1 minute here. It's going to go into the actual drive itself so I can just sort of show you the online teaching.
Is that under training?
Yeah, under training, let's see. So under training materials, and well, actually there's materials, Pearson documents, and lesson plans. So lesson plans have a couple of, has Big English 1, has all of the lesson plans for Big English 1, Active Teach. So you can click on any one of these. Actually, you just got to kind of double check here because I think there's some repetition here. But so Big English, this is Big English Active Teach for the first couple of pages.
Okay.
That's Okay. Actually, that's not true. This is so this number here that says part 3. So what what the coordinator had done is that she had tried to divide each of the levels, each of the units in like 3 parts, because you can't smush all of, unit 1 in one lesson plan, obviously. And even, it can even be shorter than that. So this one here is the morning class. So this one looks like this is so this is another, so this goes exercise 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then this is level part 3 of unit 1. So you can see them, but based on the exercise numbers here. And then this is exercise 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we have, she doesn't buy units, but unit.
I'm just interning right now, so.
This is where everything is like 1 minute.
So I'm just looking at
Yeah, right. 1 minute each. Right, exactly. And it's very ambitious.
It's that's a word.
It's very ambitious. So here's the first one, the very first one, part 1 of unit 1, and then it starts with the classroom song, and then all the so she goes through 7 exercises. You can't do that in 25 minutes. You can try, but but I think partly because she these are just suggestive, so they're not like you have to do it this way. Or it kind of gives you like a teacher, like a launching point, somewhere to start. So when you are creating your lesson plan for the China team and for us, you can certainly use this format. Because what I would ask you to do is when we decide to set up our appointment, I would ask you to please send me a lesson plan that looks something similar to this, or, just your way of how you're going to teach it. What we don't want to have happen is, one thing I will say is that when we're going through the lesson, we don't want people jumping from unit to unit, because the student, like let's say you're like, well, I really like unit 3 and unit 1, I like those elements. Although that's probably great for you, the student is going to have a specific type of focus. And so the China team kind of gives them a review in advance, like, okay, you're going to actually be looking at unit 1. And so they kind of give them a little, an introduction to that. And they actually get to see it beforehand. And then the teacher will teach the unit. So that's why they're designed primarily the way they are, is because everything does go in succession. Unit 1 is very introductory. Unit 3 is a little more advanced. So, and I only say that out loud because some teachers have that tendency to want to jump to different units in a level and not really understand or go in a succession based on, because this is something, something that you're doing throughout the year, In college, it's different. Like, I've done college classes where I've jumped units, because, it's more, they can probably handle it a little bit better, but, yeah, so.
Okay, so that pretty much explains what you want for the lesson. Then I guess you were going to show me that video.
Yeah, so let's see. There's that lesson plan again, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you this video. We don't have to see the whole thing, but it's because it's 30 minutes. So, but you get a general idea. You'll get to see one of our teachers, and then you'll also get to see Nikki, who is our, she's kind of like she's one of our progress specialists. So she's an interpreter. She'll call herself an interpreter or a foreign teacher consultant. So he's the primary person, your point of contact on the China team. So.
Thank you, Nikki. All right, and that's what we will be learning today. The body.
好，今天我们要学的是身体部位 ，my body。
All right. So I'm going to play an audio. We're going to listen. We're going to listen today, and it's going to say the different body parts.
好，我们来听一下录音里面放的 the body 身体的那些部位是怎么用英语去表达的，好吗？
The body parts. All the things. So
So cute.
for number one, we're going to start with our eyes. And what I'd like you to do is, after you listen to how to pronounce the word, I would like you to point to where that body part is on you. All right, so we'll start.
Listen, point, and say.
Yeah, so we're gonna listen.
Listen, point, and say. 1,
Number one.
I.
All right.
2,
For number one, it said I. Can you repeat that after me, Hoover? I. I. And where is our eye?
眼睛在哪里？
Our
你用
eyes.
手指给他看。
Can you point? Yes. Good. Here's one of our eyes. I. Good. Good. All right.
2,
Ear.
Okay.
3,
Number two. Can you say ear? Can you say That's good.
not good.
Ear. But can you say it for me? Ear?
Hoover 说 ear。
Hoover?
Hard word.
Ear. Yes. There you go. All right. And then number 3.
3,
Mouth.
Okay. Mouth. Or mouth. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mouth. That was better. That's good. I like that. All right. And number 4. Oh, is Mom back there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Number 4.
4,
Nose.
All right. Nose.
Nose.
Nose. Nose. There you go. All right. Number 5.
5,
Hand.
Hand. Hand. Oh,
And
hand. Can you show me your hand? There you go. There's our hand. Yep, point right to it. There you go.
All right.
Does this have a lesson in the beginning, very beginning? I didn't notice it.
Yeah, you know what? I think he started recording. He started recording a little bit late. So
Okay.
I think he didn't. He started, and that happens. Like you'll forget to record, and midway through, you're like, "Oh no, I forgot to record." So
That's okay.
yeah, I think he had a song. So or he had the song in the beginning, a little bit of a song. So so you can see here,
Mhm.
he's already 4 minutes in, and he's still only on the vocabulary. So I think he starts with vocabulary. I'm sorry, he has a song and he starts with vocabulary. So let's see.
But when he does the number repeat
Mhm.
or the number identifier, they'll say number 1.
Yes.
Uh,
They-
Is there a lesson on instruction on the vocabulary for number?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It is. There is I want to say in level, well, you know,
Level 1 or something?
yes, certainly level 1. I definitely know that. And in fact, if you give me like 1 minute, I'm going to actually try to find that so you can see it. And some of our teachers are more mathematically inclined, kind of like you. And so they kind of take a whole new they take on a whole new lesson when it comes to numbers, where they start, using numbers more to the advantage, and then, integrating that with the English. So I'm going to see about finding that. Where did my big English go? I thought I had it here. Okay. Let me look it up really quick. You had big English on. That's what I was like,
Yeah.
why do I have it up? Yeah, so there's a slide, like an Big English Active Teach slide that allows students to draw the numbers or to trace the numbers, and so
Okay.
learn about numbers, and then how to say the numbers and all of that. So I'm going to try to see if I can locate that really quickly here. Let's see, because that's certainly, especially when you're talking about objects like classroom objects and that sort of thing, is a big part of. Is it?
But I mean, there's that reference, and they're hearing it with different pronunciations, different inflections.
Right.
Say the number 2.
So it's in level 1. So really quickly, just to kind of give you some idea of the lessons themselves, like each one will have a highlighted. So this is like kind of like the introductory lesson, and then then there's a story, which is part of the theme for classroom objects, in color. So they kind of marry the two together. It's a marker, it's red. So, and then there's another part where they move forward into the lesson where they, language and action. So here's the math. So they do make a connection to math, and there's an actual game, it looks like, too. So if we were to, so here's your math, a little bit.
Okay. Yes.
Listen and trace.
Listen and trace. Point.
And then, oops.
Point and say.
So some of them will spend a lot of time on this, and then I see some teachers actually using addition or subtraction or multiplication, so that's kind of a fun, interaction with them. So certainly, and using your own materials here too, if this is like, if you think you could think of something a little more interactive than what you see here, then that's also a good, that would be great to add. And there's a game. So this is also a game, and I wonder, oh no, this is a video. Sorry.
Colors. Colors are all around. Blue, yellow, green, pink. What color is this? It's green. What's this? It's a green apple. It's green lettuce. Look, the juice is green too. What's this? It's a green frog. Stop. What color is it? It's red. What's this? It's a red apple. And here are red potatoes. What's this? It's a red tractor. Look, fireworks. They're red too. Wow. What color is this? It's red. Red? No, it's yellow. Flowers can be yellow too. This rose is yellow. Lemons are yellow too. Look, yellow again. Yellow bananas. Yummy. Ew. These are worms. What color are they? Yellow? No. Bananas and lemons are yellow. Blue? No. The sky is blue. Worms are pink. Look, it's a rainbow. It's red, yellow, green, and blue.
Worms are
Colors are all around.
Yeah, so yes, that's,
worms
words are pink.
are in science. We don't teach. It's not taught that worms are.
Well, and I also
You try to stay clear of color. Actually,
right.
you could say they can almost be clear rather than giving them a color.
And the sky is not actually blue.
It's not blue, but it appears blue.
It appears blue.
Appears blue. But that's because Yeah, it's
That's
okay.
a whole nother.
It's getting the colors across. It's getting.
Yeah, it's getting colors. Yeah. Colors, and then even the grammar, you notice the grammar does play into the videos, like you know, this is a red apple. These are, you know, so you've got your grammatical sentence structure in there with the singular and plural.
I have a
Pronoun referencing.
I have a way of looking at the people that's the way that it's inflected. I call it the now I just lost his last name. It'll come to me. You continue, please. It'll come to me.
Oh no, I'm just.
And I'll tell you what this
yeah.
thing is.
No problem. Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, so remember we were talking about the alphabet. So yeah, the alphabet is discussed here too in this section. So you got your alphabet, and I think it actually has the alphabet song, I hope. I'm not sure if it's the same. So you got your alphabet here, and then you can listen, point, then sing.
Listen and point. Then sing the alphabet song.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I,
So fast.
J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Sing these letters. Sing these letters with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. That's the alphabet. That's the alphabet. Yippee!
Sing these letters. Sing these letters. Sing these letters with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. That's the alphabet. The alphabet. That's the alphabet. Yippee!
All right, it's a new way
That
of
was cute.
learning the alphabet.
Definitely different.
Yes. Anyway,
Okay.
so you have so many options here. Ooh, did I clear that? Okay. There's even sort of what I love is there's even a section here on. I love that they introduce like values like leadership or just community and things like that, which I think is kind of fun. But there's always at the end of each. I want to say it's at the end of each unit they have these values in action. They also have a section on around the world, so learning around the world, different people. That's cute. So they make it a little, they make it global, and they also make it more. Okay. And then here's your review. So yeah, so you do have looks like you do have a unit review. It's kind of cool. I Spy. And then here they
Spy with my little eye.
yeah. And at the end you also have a little review. Like what can they do? So, you know, what can they do now? So and then they just kind of give their own self-evaluation.
Good.
So okay.
The thing I was thinking of, I just cheated and I just looked it up quickly on my phone. Is the singer James Taylor, and he was he's kind of a dual resident most of his life between Massachusetts and North Carolina, and he would say if you listen to his songs, he'll say "ah" as "a."
Mm-hmm.
When he inflects the A and the is the,
Mm-hmm.
instead of the,
Mm-hmm.
which most singers would say.
Well,
And it's
not.
just kind of interesting because it is very unique
Mhm.
to hear that. So when we tend to speak, and I've been taught about this, or when you're working with people who English is not
That's their first.
language. Yeah, even if it is a first language, depends where they're from. If they're from South Africa, their English is not the same English as our English. And the thing you must be patient with is completeness. It's the getting them to hear the word, hear the number, hear the sentence, hear the point of what you're trying to get across without contractions.
Mhm. Yeah,
And without, you're trying to do that as much and without big words.
very good. Yeah, very good. That's a very good point. Trying to make it as simple as possible. That's I really appreciate you saying that, especially for people who are listening in on this video later on, because it's, that's naturally or a natural tendency to try to, sound professional or something like that, especially in an educational setting. But we really do have to simplify it for the students,
Yes.
for especially for English language learners or second language learners, third language learners in some cases, so.
That's right.
So thank you for adding that in. I have to often remember that. I will be reminded by the China team, as some of our teachers will, can you please, try to simplify your language or make it simple or something like that, or slow, or enunciate, the contraction. So instead of saying can't, like, what does can't mean? We don't know what that is. So it's, and they literally don't know what it is. It's not about can't, it's can always. So they can. Anyway. Yeah, so, okay, good. So thank you for sharing that with me. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover? Do we want to continue to go and look at the demonstration? So let's see if we can continue looking at that. I knew that we're talking about numbers, so I'm going to.
So you said it was 4 minutes in already, and he was on the fourth word.
Yeah, he was barely on the fourth word because he's going, he's being methodical in how he's addressing these vocabulary. So here we are, 6 minutes in. 6 minutes in, and he's still barely on number 10 here. So. Aw.
It's not running on my end.
Sorry.
There it is. That's okay.
Cover up really quickly. Lastly,
10,
Toes.
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 Toes. And where are those?
Toes 是什么？脚趾，对吧？
You don't have to show them.
Uh-oh. What happened?
There you go. Yep. They're on your foot. They're on your feet.
在你的脚的前面，对吗？跟手指长得很像，一个一个的。
So, toes on your. All right, Hoover, you did well. Now, I'm going to cover up really quickly all of the body parts and see how well you remember them.
There are running
好，他现在把这些单词要遮起来，然后看看你能
available while you're in the lesson. Is there a running clock, or can you just need to put your own up?
Yeah, so if you go into your big English here, you're able to go into the toolbox and you can actually, there's a stopwatch here you can use.
Okay.
And you're welcome to use this if you remember to use it, or you can use your own. But there's not anything that it won't cut you off, you know.
So just as a reminder.
Yeah. So our calendar. So you will get you will have a schedule. So where you would go into your calendar for it's called TeachWorks. And you'll get reminders about the lessons. And you'll be able to log on to the lesson at the time, you know, when it's scheduled. But that doesn't cut you off or anything like that. Although there are some programs that do that, we're not actually considering that right now. Where it'll start you and stop you. But you have to do a little more legwork as far as a teacher is concerned, and that's kind of how it is in teaching anyways, is, you know, you get the material and you just have, you know, you sort of navigate your own lesson, whereas there's some programs where you don't have to have anything. They just give you everything and you're just basically repeating what they give you. It's okay to do it that way, but you know, then you as a teacher don't really have any latitude on how you want to teach the lesson, because everything is given to you, you know. So that's just my opinion about that. But anyway, let's see. Let's go back here.
So he was 10 minutes in at that point.
All right.
Yeah, let's see. Actually, 6 minutes. He was 6 minutes in, and then he started to cover up then he started to use the cover up approach here. So let's see. Come on. Goodness gracious.
Cover up really quickly.
It is 6.5 minutes.
All of the body parts and see how well you remember them.
好，他现在把这些单词要遮起来，然后看看你能说出它们是什么吗？不能。
Using his own testing method by covering everything up. And that takes him, so he's 10 minutes in and he's still, all right, this is 8.5 minutes. So he's just testing them using the features. I recommend him not using Jimu right here because he's using this little pen. It's just really slow. He's using it from this area here, but you know, but let's see.
All right. What are these?
这是什么？手是什么？
忘了。
哦，he forgot it.
Oh, what was that?
He forgot it.
Oh, he forgot this one? All right. Here, I'll write it out for you. Here, too. Okay. These are Hands. Hands. You know it. Here, I'll draw a line here.
Okay, so you'd say use annotation rather than the use the Zoom.
He's not using the annotation toolbar. Again, it would just be more faster, you know, if he was able to do that. But so he's using Big English. So, but as you can see, you know, it's not connecting. It would if he used, watch. I'm going to show you the annotation. If he just used the drawing toolbar, he could just easily do that. You know, if he had typed the text, oops, you know, and then just used the drawing toolbar and connected it, it would have been, you know, a couple seconds.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
And then he just has to.
That saves a lot of time.
Saves more time. Yeah. Here he's, you know, I understand that he's being a little bit slower or whatever, but it certainly can, and it just can sort of cause some distractions. I think sometimes Hoover, the student here, he's very, you know, receptive to the material, but sometimes you'll get students, as you probably know, who are like looking around, they're playing on their phones, they're doing something else. So you got to keep them, you know, you got to keep them entertained basically the whole time. So, so anyway, yeah, it's a good observation because it's, you know, you have to just know the difference between, you know, knowing which tools to use. And you know what, to be honest with you, it's like you know, if you taught online, you know, it's, or just teaching in general, just having to quickly think on your feet is a number one, like one of the top features in teaching is, you know, being able to utilize the tools in front of you and the technology that you have to your advantage. So let's see, we'll go back here. Okay. But again, yeah, it's slow. It's like.
There you go. Those are the hands. Okay, what are these? Do you remember these? Not these, but All right. Do you remember these? What this is called, Hoover?
Arm.
Arm. Good. Good. So we have. Now, how about these right here?
腿呢？腿怎么说？
Right here.
腿怎么说
We call that la.
？Le.
La. Leg. Leg. Good. Leg. All right. And then, how about these here?
脚趾怎么说？脚怎么说 ？Foot.
Foot. And what are on our feet? And feet have.
如果说是 feet 的话，就是有两只脚。
All right. Tell me, what would you do differently here?
I probably would have. I would have done a couple of things. I think it's a lot of time with the student doesn't understand what he's being asked. So I would probably, I was just thinking about that, and I said, you know, I would have wanted to introduce, you know, the little head, shoulders, knees, and toes song. And get them physically active about, head, my shoulders, my knees, and my toes. And then have them add, my eyes, I can see, eye, hand, touch.
Yeah.
Just to get a verb with the noun.
Yeah, nice.
Some engagement.
Put the parts of speech together.
Get the parts of speech. What's the purpose of feet? To stand, to walk. Add a few more words, maybe even write the words down or have them already written to populate. Feet are good for walking. And the ears are good to hear, but have them actually do a lot more physical to connect the noun and the verb. Yeah. I know saying it post facto is pretty easy.
Right.
If I were in the midst of doing it, I think I would have tried to plan 2 separate lessons. Upper body, lower body.
Right. Sorry about that. It's noisy in here.
That's okay, because you've got all these different parts. You've got the hands, you got the digits, the fingers. They're not part of it. You've got to introduce the words to it.
Exactly.
And that's a lot. The whole upper body has.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Just like, okay, today we're going to work on the upper body, and then tomorrow, when we meet again, we'll work on the body. Or, introducing it all and then just really focusing on certain key aspects of it. Yeah, I agree. Because you can take a lot of time. He could, I love this teacher. He's a great teacher. And I think this is like one of his newer lessons, but, I personally think he's done a good job, like covering it up and then trying to reiterate some of the vocabulary. But yeah, just to your point about being, using the physical response, and demonstrating and repeating and demonstrating those terms so they can kind of absorb it. Because
there was a video, I think they gave me, that has them, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Big Fun.
Yeah, probably Big Fun.
They're on the football pitch, the soccer pitch.
Yeah. Oh.
Where is the ball?
Big English.
What color? Big English.
Yeah.
And I think just something that really connects it a little bit more.
Yeah.
With.
That's actually in this lesson here. That's in this unit. Sorry, unit 3 is that dramatic segment or yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's good, and I think that's worth showing a couple of times.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you showed it. You could show it. You could show it maybe in the beginning, in the end, in the middle. Just sort of because they may not have an understanding of why you're showing it until you start to integrate the body parts, and then you show it again, and you're like, okay, so let's now focus on what these people. Yeah, exactly what you said. I like that. Yeah. So. And where things
he did a good job.
Yeah. So he's 10. So he's like in about 11, 12 inch. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over. So he's got the 2 sets. The next page here is the sentence structures. So
They did run out of
let's see.
Listen to the audio. These are all body parts that you have.
mentioned. You want to go to the office and do some there?
OK，后边我们现在看看有几只脚、几只手。
Sorry.
Is that little bit of squelching feedback coming off of his video?
Yeah, there's some feedback coming up.
几个嘴巴，好不好？
是不是就是这6个里面有几双手，几个脚？
对的，对的。我们来学一下句子，来，我们一起来听一下，来，竖起你的耳朵，听一下。Let us listen.
All right.
Listen, point, and say. 1,
I have 2 ears.
All right. Remember, these are, for number 1, these are, what are these called again?
耳朵怎么说 ？Or ear.
Hoover.
Yeah.
Ears. Ears. And you have, how many ears do you have?
你有几个耳朵？回答他。
2个
Two. Two, that's good. All right. And then we'll move on to number 2. We'll listen, and then you can repeat.
2,
I have 1 mouth.
All right.
Hoover 跟着
Have 2 hands.
10 toes.
listen, point, and
Okay. So, you repeat after me. I have 10.
I have 10 toes.
I have. Mm-mm. No.
Toes.
Toes. I have 10 toes. Yeah. I have 10 toes. I have.
I mean,
The assessment is to their level when they first come in or when you're first working with them. Are you doing it, or has it been done by the person there?
so the initial assessment of the students, so Nikki and a couple other China team members would actually review with them and talk with them and show them. So they basically would do an initial assessment with them.
Okay.
And essentially assign a unit, to a student. So like, for instance, Hoover, he probably was already at level 1, unit 1, and then gone through the other units. And he could have gone the units pretty quickly. And then that teacher determined that he should be at level 3. Because he seems to be pretty smart, but I think he's having trouble connecting like with the numbers and, understanding, like, he probably can count, I'm sure, but having to just make the connections with the math and the English might be a little more difficult for him, so, so what we have in our Big English, I think I explained this to you in one of the other videos, we have an assessment rubric that once this person is a student, the student is your student, then you would go through the rubric once you're done and be able to determine or make comments on how well they're doing in certain areas, and whether they should stay in a level or stay in a unit or work on something else. Like, if you need to go back and say, look, we went through this whole lesson, he still has trouble grappling with these concepts, so I'm going to go back to it, or I'm going to revisit a review or do something else. That's entirely up to you as a teacher. You don't have to continue to move on to a lesson just because you think that that's what you have to do. So we have one particular student and teacher where this student has been going through the level for months because he's just very remedial, but he's learning more and more based on how that teacher is taking him through the material. So yeah.
There you go. One more time. I have hand.
So we're at 20 minutes and he's only gone through two active teach slides. So, so I think he had spent 10 minutes on one slide and 10 minutes on another slide. So, let's see here.
Yeah. I think it's a lot to try to make the connection from the Chinese to the English on these things that the words are completely foreign.
Yeah.
You know, the pronunciation, how do you, and there's a lot of them. There's seems a lot of things to learn and not just learn, but clearly know.
Yeah, right. Clearly know and understand. Like I said, I think Big English, or I think the creators of Big English do a good job of reinforcing and emphasizing a lot of this terminology and phrases with the videos and picture cards and songs and activities. But it could, you know, in a 25-minute lesson, you're really, number one, you want to grab the attention of the student, and so we can keep them as a client, obviously, and then, you know, so in, you know, kind of doing different interactive things while you're teaching them, and then hope, you know, in the hopes of that they grasp the material would be the second, you know, and obviously most important thing as well. So, but I feel kind of throwing too much at them at once might be, you know, too overwhelming for them. So, you know, because they can always go back and revisit those things, you know, revisit those, that's the syntax, and revisit the grammar, and revisit the numerical value attached to the English or to the vocabulary. So, because again, so, you know, because the other thematic here is our numbers, you know, I think numbers are all throughout, but, you know, mathematical value. So, but yeah, I agree. So, you know, just trying to take your time, and especially when you as a teacher, you're able to gauge the students' learning ability. You know, if you see that they're just, you know, they're getting it, and it's, you know, and that they need to move on, then that's, you know, entirely up to you. So. He does tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe.
Not yet, not quite. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to find the page here. Here. Sorry, my mouse is not working.
He's totally getting restless.
Yeah. 25 minutes at his age.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sorry, her.
Yeah, so that's what you were saying, you know, kind of keep them up and moving, and like, you know, kind of get moving and then sitting down and then moving again would be certainly beneficial. Like you had said, using Simon Says, or even if you have to just, you know, get up from your chair and do some sort of Simon Says, you know, on your own, pointing to the figures and pointing to yourself and having him get up and do the same thing. You can certainly, you know, that's an option.
What is this?
你就打在长发这个人的下面的勾勾，注意用那个。
What's that?
I see.
页面上的工具，我刚刚教你的，碰一下屏幕有一支笔，点钢笔就可以打勾了，好吗？OK。
我点了钢笔。
好的。OK。
All right. So this is number 1.
And check. 1.
Does your sister have long hair? No, she doesn't. She has short hair.
Short hair.
Short. Who? Okay, so my sister doesn't have long hair. She has short hair. In number 1 here, who has short hair? Yep. There you go.
Yes.
Correct. Number
2.
So here, I'm not sure why this is in the lesson because there wasn't really any discussion about, there wasn't, I mean, there's these sort of, I don't know, these,
That
this
seems,
sorry wasn't introduced. Yeah, it wasn't part of the lesson, so, yeah. Seems to be just throwing it in there at the end, but let's see. So I don't know if he understands concept. Okay, so here's the song. I mean, he does have his own, he creates his own song.
Singing, you'll find it's a famous song.
You would like to sing my song? Okay.
Yes. 布尔，今天的课上完了，然后我们在一起回到那首歌，我们再把那首歌在一起唱一下，好不好？
好。
OK。
OK。
All right. Let's see. All right. Let's start on 3. 1, 2, 3. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet.
踩腿。
If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, wave hello.
Wave hello.
If you're happy and you know it, wave hello.
Hello.
If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, wave hello.
Hello.
Unfortunately, we have to wave goodbye.
拜拜，我们用手挥挥跟 Peter say 拜拜，拜拜。
Bye, Hoover. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Hoover. You had a good lesson here. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Nikki.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Nikki. All right.
All right, so yeah, so that just gives you an idea of what is possible. And I've seen it different ways, so you can certainly now draw from from that. I mean, if you want, I can also send you some other teachers and some of their lessons too, so you can see different lessons. But let's see. Why don't we move? And I'm just going to kind of briefly go over what student evaluations are. And let's see what this one is. And then a sample of what the rubric looks like, so you can get an idea of that. And then we will close up with just kind of scheduling some time the next time, maybe to see if you wanted to do a lesson. So let's see. Slide. Okay. All right. So as far as student tracking is concerned, we try to track all of our assessments, or student assessment or student progress, through our student progress tracker called For All Rubrics. And usually, I mean, you probably won't have any contact with parents. That's usually done through our staff in China, so you don't have to worry about that. But if there's any issues, like let's say, I will tell you this, that in the beginning, when you first start out, this is just pretty much for everybody. So they can get used to the systems and used to the Chinese interpreter. and just the students in general. You will have an interpreter for a little while, you know, but if there are any issues like with the student or anything like that, you can notify us immediately. Usually students will evaluate teachers. They will use their own rubric, or they'll just kind of like have like verbal evaluations. So, so those are a little more simplistic. And we'll usually periodically evaluate, especially after like 3 months, 6 months, or 3 months, and then, you know, a couple of months after that. So we all have like our own, we have like a couple pages of an evaluation on the Likert scale. In fact, when I am the China team, when we go through your lessons with you, we'll have an evaluation that we use for performance and all of that. And then, okay, so let me just show you an example of the rubric. Let's see, hopefully this pulls up here. Whatever that means. Oh. All right, so this is a
I was trying to, okay.
All right, so this is your, this is the 4-all rubrics. Didn't go to that rubric I wanted it to, but I'm going to just log out here. So this is the system, and I will create a password for you, like a username and password, and then have you log in. And then when you sign in, I have to sign in with my Gmail address because it just doesn't let me do it any other way. It looks like this. And you actually, so we actually have a rubric designated for our Big English. Okay, so
oh yeah, the like up to like right here.
And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to just go into my name here. So I'm Teacher Manya. So if I wanted to, these are some of the teachers, these are some of my students. So I would have all of my students listed here. So you'd have your students listed, and then you would choose a rubric from CAC rubric. This is the default rubric. This is not the one you use. You would just use from CAC, and then click on it here. And it's already designed, so you don't have to worry about designing it. And then you would just click on a student. So I'm just going to click on the student here. So let's say I taught Lundi, and the rubric's already up. Okay. So this is the rubric that was designed by Pearson called Global Scale of English. And then I just created it. I used the same information, created it on our system for all rubrics. Okay. So it's the same exact information. It's based on the 4 linguistic skills of listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And it's on a point system too. So let's say you were evaluating Lundi or Hoover or someone, and it's level 1. And let's say, okay, so he's pretty good recognizing letters. He can, he can listen, he can recognize, he can follow instructions. Really good at listening, or somewhat good at listening. He can, in reading, he can recognize them, possibly. No, if you can't do this, if you even click this and you're like, well, I don't know, he's not really that great at recognizing, he's okay at reading, but not really, you can make a comment. Still needs improvement on recognizing lowercase letters or something like that. And then you can maybe, suggestion, maybe write a suggestion on, prepare a game, an alphabet, ABC game to assist. And then maybe just some note or something. I mean, this is just sort of off the top of my head. And the note will appear here. And then, so this is kind of like for you, and this is for us too. And so speaking is one of the most important components here. So let's say, they're really good at introducing themselves, but maybe they're even further. They can recite chants or song or something like that from the Big English song, or they can identify simple words in the flashcards. So, okay, so they're a little bit higher than that, okay? And then maybe you try to have them write their name and they're not really great at it, or you didn't do any writing at all, so you can really assess them. So you click on the rubric, and then here's their score, 11.2. So it looks like they're still, they're about at the starter level of, they're still at the starter level of Big English, so they still need to be here. They need to remain in Big English level 1. So here are the points and the recommendations of where they need to go for Big English, okay? So the points add up here, out of 53, and then you just create the recommendation, and then you can add a comment here. Student can move to unit 2 after a review or something, and then save it. So this way, our China team and we can read what the outcomes are and how well the student is doing, and then the parent can then make a decision whether they want to continue. Sorry, I forgot to mention this too. So here's your date, and then here's the activity. Activity would be.
How frequently? What's the frequency for creating these?
We have teachers who do them every single day, and then we also have teachers who do them on a weekly basis. Like if you are only meeting with a student once a week, then obviously time you meet the student, the most we have students actually taking lessons, it would be 3 times a week. So you're very welcome to just do that at the end of that session. That's the most we've had students. We don't have students who do it every single day, meaning like the same student every single day. So you may only see a student once a week, twice a week, so. But I have a teacher who does one every single time she teaches a student. It doesn't matter how many times she teaches them. She just does her rubric. And one of the things that you can do too with the rubric is that you can attach and add comments. So like you can add a major comment here, and then that will just appear above, like, great work or whatever you want to do. And it will appear up here. And then you can also attach files. So you can attach you can attach your recording here. Sorry, I don't have anything really up, but you can attach like the lesson plan. You can attach your recording. Let's see if I have a lesson plan. I don't really have that, but you can attach the like if you have a recording of after you've done all of this and you recorded everything, you can attach that to the rubric. So that way we have record of it, you have record of it, you can go back or anything that you want to improve for the student, and then the student can receive that. As far as recordings are concerned, the China team does like to receive the recordings on a regular basis. And the only way to really send the recordings is through the QQ pencil, which is it's like our way of, it's like a WeChat, but just on a larger scale. And they also can receive it here. They can open up through all rubrics and receive the recording on here. So when we get to that part of it, I will kind of instruct you on how to send the recordings to China team, okay?
Okay.
This is just a gist of this, and I don't want to overwhelm you too much with this right now, but I'm just going to just show you, how you do the rubric, and then when you're done, click done, and let's see. So then it will appear here on your roster, okay? And, it has the percentages and all of that. Now, there are a couple things you can do. You can email it to everyone. You can email the results. This is how some teachers send it to me. They email the results, so it goes right to me. So here's, my email addresses are already here. So you can write a message, whatever. And then I get it in my email. I get it automatically in my email. You send it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's sent. So since we don't send things directly to the students, all of the rubrics and all of the assessments, they go directly to me and to Nikki. You can also send them to Nikki. You can email these as many times as you want. Sorry. I'm gonna look on my.
Guys are so mean. You all right? I was trying to say. One beach here is that I'm soaked.
I'm gonna show you what it looks like.
Yep, there it is.
So here it is. So this is what we get. And then it's just the link that goes to the rubric. And if, oops, internet. Oh, I don't know why that's doing that. Okay.
It's rain and thunder and lightning.
You've exceeded.
Oh, I see. Okay, so here's the rubric. This is what you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is what, this is what they would see. The link. So. And then, if I could download it, print it, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, so that is the rubric. And again, we can schedule another time to look at that, or once you get access to it, you're welcome to play with it and look at it. I also have a video that's with some of our other instructors who has kind of more of a detailed account about the rubrics and about our scheduling. So you're able to look at that too if you've heard anything. Good. All right. Let's see what else. Oh goodness gracious, I'm putting all these things down. Okay. So that's pretty much everything as far as the teaching and the instruction part is concerned. I do wanted to go back to our manual, our training manual, just so we can see what it is that we covered and what it is that we need to do next. So we covered. All right, so we covered everything here, since the first day. And I did introduce the progress tracker to you. The calendaring system is called TeachWorks, and that's this here. So you're looking at what I look at, so that's not necessarily what you see, but so this is the calendar. I don't know why it's looking like this, but so this is what what you would see, or what I for all your lessons or something like that. It would look something like this, and I manually input this information into the database, and then you receive lessons. You'll receive the lessons within 24 hours in advance of the lesson, and then you'll be able to log in. You'll be able to see your lessons. And you'll be able to kind of manipulate whether or not, somebody had been to a lesson, and if it was completed or not completed. And this is how we track, not just the lessons, but this is how we track your payments too. Okay, so this is how we track your payroll. So, so for instance, you see these check marks here. This means that, you know, somebody had actually attended the lesson. This crossed out means that somebody had canceled the lesson, and this means that somebody didn't show up to the lesson or missed lesson. Okay.
Okay.
You get credit.
What happens in those cases?
Okay, so when somebody misses a lesson, so let's say you're waiting, nobody shows up, or they cancel at the last minute. Okay? You still get paid for that. Sometimes they reschedule, but you still get paid for the missed lesson. So I'm going to show you on our manual here what that looks like. Skip a few pages here, and there's a section on lesson cancellations. Okay, so based upon student availability, all teachers are prepared to review the course materials. Okay, try to review that at least 12 hours in advance. Okay, once you receive the information, you submit your lesson plans to the to us. Nikki is the girl that you heard on that video. Henry is our IT manager, and to me, okay, at least 6 hours. Any cancellations. So you will be notified by our team, usually by our team and by me, of any, hopefully within 24 hours of the cancellation, okay? That is the hope. Sometimes the students will cancel at the last minute. So, if a student cancels less than 24 hours, you get paid for that, you know. So if it's a missed lesson and student cancels less than 24, like 12 hours or 6 hours, and you're, you know, prepared the lesson, then you should get paid for that. Same with you. If you try to notify us at least 24 hours in advance if you have to cancel class, if you get sick or something like that. If you know you're going to go on vacation, you know, or something, and you're going to be gone, try to notify us as soon as you can. You know, you can input all of your scheduling on our calendar, so you can, like, if you know that you're going to be gone or you're not going to be able to teach, let us know so we don't schedule you, you know, a class. If you cancel lessons, you don't get paid, or if a lesson is canceled within that 24 time slot, then it's not a paid lesson. So try not to be late to class unless it's an extreme emergency. If a student is late to class, like 15 minutes late to class, then you can mark it as missed and you'll get paid for that class. It is extremely important, though, that people do check their TeachWorks schedule, even if you get the lesson like on your phone, like you'll get lesson alerts like on your SMS or whatever. It's important you still check your schedule, okay? Because sometimes we can add a class, like I try to, as much as possible, send a WeChat message. Hey, do you mind if I add a class for tomorrow, you know, in case there's like a last minute lesson, and I try to notify you as soon as possible. But it is important to check that, and then confirm when you're done with your lesson whether a lesson has been attended, canceled, or missed. So I'm going to show you how that works right now. So these little check marks, again, those mean they've been attended, okay? And then these mean that they've been canceled, and this means they've been missed. So for this student, it's a Saturday, so it hasn't quite happened yet. So when a class has not happened, it's already happened, and you want to try to change the status, then you just click on the lesson here, and then all of the information will appear. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. All the information will appear, and then you just got to click the complete button. The complete button will take you to the lesson itself with all the information here. So right now it's set as scheduled. You would just need to click attended, canceled, or missed. And then once you do that, then you can write notes. So this can even be like another, like you can write notes, you can link your For All rubrics to here. You can link that your rubric, which some teachers link the rubric. It makes it real easy for people to access. Or you can write a note, you know, working on unit 2 or something, I don't know. And then those are your internal notes. We'll see the internal notes, and then these shared notes get sent to whoever is on the profile of the student. You can click on whether you want to email shared notes, whatever. And then once you submit that, it will appear here that this person has attended the class. There's a little green button. Now, if you need to change it for whatever reason, you messed up, you didn't need to complete it, you can always click the complete button again, and then you can change the status.
Oh, yeah.
And then it will go right back to the same status. Okay. Again, this is another tool that you can get on your own, and it won't, very since you're tech savvy, I'm sure you'll get through it, and it will be, it shouldn't be too many issues. But if you do have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions for you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Right. So those are those things. Okay, and let's see. All right, so that was that. So if you plan to cancel a lesson, notify us, okay? Oh, here we go. Another just reminder, for each lesson, try to record all lessons, okay? And then send the recorded lessons to our team. And I'll show you how to do that. And when you and I meet again for your lesson with me, I'll show you how to send that lesson, okay?
Okay.
We'll do that. Log students' progress, advanced students based on their performance, if they can be advanced. We have this prepare progress reports, but you don't necessarily have to do that if you want to. If you're like looking to create if you know this student is your habitual student and you want to create like an English plan for them or something like that, you're certainly welcome to create a progress report, but it's not really necessary. This is just a suggestion. But that's pretty much the gist of all of it. That was a lot of information, I know, within 10 minutes. Do you have any questions right now, or do you just want to absorb all of this and then you can ask away at another time? It's up to you.
I'll probably be asking as we go down the road, but I'd also need to look at all this.
Yeah, I mean,
that'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah, you have a lot of time to just to really try to focus on the materials, and then at least your lesson, and then get into all of this other material. But why don't we do this? Why don't we schedule try to schedule a lesson, or you kind of think about your schedule as far as what you want to do. And I think we should probably start next week. Maybe give you the weekend to create a lesson, practice, all of that, and then maybe on Tuesday we can do a practice lesson. What do you think about that?
Okay, that'll be fine.
Okay, all right, and then I'll send you like another link for the Calendly, and and if Tuesday doesn't work, we can do another day of the week if that's better for you. Okay.
Okay, that's great.
I will tell you though that I try to schedule the trial lessons and kind of in succession with the China team's schedule too, but they're on Spring Festival this week, and next week. So the earliest that they'll be able to do a trial lesson would be the week after that. So the week of, I think, is the 8th. Not quite sure what day that is, but
the 11th.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So the week of the 7th. So yeah, Monday the 7th. All
right.
Be the earliest. So. All right. Okay. Thanks, Richard. Let me know if you have any questions, and then we'll continue from there.
Thank you, Anya. Appreciate it
Okay,
very much.
okay. All right.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.
You have a-
Oh,
and
one
you.
more thing. I will send all of these videos to you as well, via YouTube. So you have those at your disposal, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And you'll also send me the fillable.
The fillables, got that. I was
Okay.
15 minutes ago. It was on my tasks to, to do that. 15 minutes ago. So I'll do that right now, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.